Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today. We are at Shaima Holding and M&A Properties. We have a very special guest today, Rashid Al Dhaheri, 15-year-old Emirati race driver. He is currently racing in Formula 4 Championship, and the ultimate goal, of course, is Formula 1. We are sponsoring Rashid Al Dhaheri and his amazing journey because we do believe in him, and we have some questions today for him. Rashid, can you please tell us what inspired you to become a Formula 1 driver or a race driver in general? What really attracted you? And I see that it happened at a very, very early age.
Yeah, so first of all, I wanted to say thank you very much to the entire team. They've been incredibly supportive and definitely incredibly happy so that they can support me on this journey and that we can all, hopefully reach our goals. And yeah, for Formula One, what captured me the first time was when I went to the racetrack. I saw the cars, I saw the entire environment. It just completely captured me. I was passing through the boxes and I just saw the red Ferrari. Maybe it just captured my eye, and I stood there for like 2 hours, and that just attracted me, the way the cars, the mechanics were working on the cars and how the cars looked like, how were they going around the track. And from the moment I went out, I just immediately knew that was something I wanted to do.
Very good. Can you please reflect a bit on your logo? A lot of people, they see the logo and they see that it's looking like a Formula 1 car. But for international people or fans or followers who don't speak or read Arabic, they don't know what your logo really means in calligraphy. Can you please emphasize a bit on your logo?
Yes, so my logo is basically my name in Arabic calligraphy, and it's in the shape of a race car. So it's a connection between me, where I'm from, and what I love doing, racing cars.
So basically it really reflects on your identity.
Yes, yeah, it could be just everything in one image, what I am.
So Rashid, tell us a little bit about when you're faced with a defeat in a race. How do you handle the emotions? Are you quickly to bounce back with a sportsman spirit, or does it usually take you time to process all the disappointment and anger and so on?
Yeah, I mean, overall, it's like, of course, whenever I'm very competitive. So like whenever, let's say, there's something bad that happened or a defeat, I'm very critical on what I could have done better. I feel like it's very important to, of course, like it's normal that when you love something a lot and you do it wrongly, there's a bit of emotion in there. But I think the most important thing is to understand what you can improve. So I try to understand what I can improve, and then basically, yeah, the emotion goes away. I feel like once you have, let's say, a second chance, it's important to go into the track not with what happened in the previous session or race, because that causes different consequences, but just to enter with, like, let's say, a clean sheet, basically take that as something new that you could learn from, and then just go into the track and try to
So
apply
you're a
it.
very positive person. So you start with the new beginnings, clear sheet. Very good.
I try.
Very good to be positive. Given the high demand of motorsport, how do you maintain your lifestyle, meaning about your diet, exercise, and your daily routine?
Yeah, so definitely it's hard to manage everything. I think the most important part is to be able to manage racing and school. I do an online school, so that helps a lot manage everything out, especially since I'm able to finish a lot of the studies before the racing season starts. Food-wise, yeah, we're not allowed to, let's say, eat a lot of sweets, although I think one time I did show up how I baked the cheesecake. So it's yeah, it's hard. Like there are some cheat days where you can just, go for it, have a nice, let's say, dinner. But it's very important to like stay slim, because apart from like performance, you lose, let's say, if you weigh too much, you lose speed on the straights.
Mm-hmm.
But also, yeah, generally to fit in the car, like also when you go train, you don't want to be necessarily big muscularly, but you want to be as, let's say, as resistant as possible and taking, let's say, as least possible space.
Could you please shed a bit of a light about your support system when you are on the track on the race weekend? Of course, I understand that you do have an assistant who try to make the weekend very smooth for you. You do have also a medical staff that's always with you. Also someone who prepares you mentally and keep you focused and encourage you, motivate you. This is really good aspects to have on your side. That's a great benefit. Also, if you can shed a bit of a light, other than your sponsors, who else is your biggest fans and supporters when you go to a race weekend?
Yeah, so let's say as terms of preparation before the race, I feel like it's very important to when you go on the track, you don't want to be, let's say, not warmed up. You want to have all the muscles ready. Also mentally, it's very important to be completely focused. So there's a few exercises that we like to do for like reaction and everything, because it's very important that as soon as you go on the track, you're 100%, especially during the races as well as in practice, because a lot of times the best of the peak or the best of the car is on the first laps. So if you're like, let's say, still warming up to the car, then you can't, let's say, extract everything. So it's all about extracting the maximum, and I feel like that team helps me a lot in being physically ready and also mentally as soon as we go into the track. And in terms of supporters, of course, the family is very supportive. Also the team, very supportive. Of course, without them, I wouldn't be able to do it. And yeah, all of the sponsors. Unfortunately, racing is quite a costly sport, but I feel like there's amazing support so far, and can be only grateful.
Very good, very good. Rashid, reflecting on your last podium that was a couple of weeks ago in Abu Dhabi Yas Marina Circuit, can you please tell us who was screaming more that day?
Okay.
Who was your biggest supporter?
So definitely, definitely my parents were. I think we can put them in the top positions. Knowing them well. Also my sisters, I know they have let's say a lot of encouragement to my racing. So yeah, I know that they really love the sport. Of course, there's quite a few fans that came over, so it's always nice to have support. From the UAE and from all the fans. I know a few marshals came by to say hi. It was really nice to see the entire team of Yas Marina Circuit really supportive, and also all the other fans from outside coming to watch our races. And I feel like there's a lot of people that I have to put the top, can't pick one.
Got it. Rashid, I understand that you do speak multiple languages, and being multilingual, how does it make it so beneficial when it comes to the racing scene for you?
Definitely speaking a lot of languages always helps, especially when you're traveling. This year we had to go to Macau, Sepang, so it's a lot of languages that we didn't know, but for me, I speak English, German, Italian and Arabic. I feel like having that diversity helps a lot, especially when we're in Europe or when I'm in my home country in the UAE. And we lived in China for, let's say, a bit of time, I think 4 or 5 years. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to pick up any Mandarin. So when I went to Macau, I was struggling a lot, especially with the team. But we were able to end off the race weekend with the podium. So we were able to survive quite well.
Rashid, tell us a little bit about balancing your education with your busy schedule. With the racing, and not just racing, because you do have to do a lot of testing, a lot of practice, traveling schedule as well. How can you balance all of this with this demanding requirement for your busy racing career?
Of course, it's very important to balance those two out. Racing and studying is very important to me. Definitely having an online school helps a lot, balance the both out. I feel like I'm able to, let's say, study a lot, or the majority of what I need before the racing season starts, because my objective is always so that when I am racing, I'm completely focused in racing, and when I'm studying, I'm completely focused on studying. So trying to separate the two are very important. Overall, of course, it's also very hard. It's very important to manage studying, racing, and all the traveling and preparations, like going to the gym. Also, like, let's say, some hobbies that allow you to, let's say, focus on other things. Like, for example, I started playing a bit golf, and I feel like it helps a lot to be practicing to concentrate on some small details, which is something that you could bring to the track. So it's very important to have, let's say, a routine where you're able to learn or improve yourself outside of the racetrack, and to be, when you're at the racetrack, to be completely focused on racing.
Very well. Rashid, as I understand, since 2020 you have been living in Italy, because that will help you participate in the international championships and European championships to brush your skills with the high competition race drivers, which is that's the right thing to do for sure, because if you race with the best, you're going to be the best. But can you tell me how did that affect your family lifestyle and so on? Because I understand your family had to move and follow you back to Italy. And as well, I understand that you had quite a hard time when your family lived in China during COVID, that you were left alone as a young boy racing with the Prima team. But luckily you were with one of the best teams. They are like family and they kept you very intact with like a family environment, so you don't feel lonely. But it's quite hard to be alone as a young kid without your parents for like almost 2 years. That's quite difficult. But can you tell me a little bit about the sacrifice that your family did for you to achieve your dream?
Of course, my family were very supportive. I can only be thankful. Apart from, yeah, like they've been really supportive, especially in all the sacrifices, because it's not, let's say, only me that lose things, but also them. We see each other less time. So definitely the time when there was COVID, it was hard to travel back and forth, so I didn't see them for 2 years, and yeah, that was for me to improve myself in racing. But it was also, of course, hard to just, you know, not see each other for 2 years at my age. So definitely that was something that that one of the sacrifices that they had to make, as well as me always traveling back and forth from races, and let's say not spending as much time as, let's say, a normal kid, a 15-year-old kid would. But overall, yeah, it's a sacrifice that all of us are willing to make to help me reach my goal and to compete with the best and hopefully reach Formula One.
Very. Rashid, as you aspire to become a Formula One driver in the future, hopefully after the hard work and the good results that you're really chasing and working hard towards, what are the next steps basically to reach that ultimate goal of Formula One?
Of course, this year we're doing the Formula 4 UAE Championship, the Italian Championship, and the Formula 4 Euro Championship. The goal was last year, of course, to gain as much information as possible, as much experience, and put everything together this year. Keep learning, but to maximize everything that we learned in the past years and what we're still learning. And the next goal is hopefully to, let's say, go to the next category. There's Formula Regional, Formula 3, Formula 2, so hopefully climb the ladder step by step. And I think the main goal is to always keep learning, because when you keep learning, you're always improving yourself, which is at the end the most important part, and to compete with hopefully the best. So that's the goal, to hopefully reach Formula One. Of course, there's a lot of hard work that we need to do and a lot of sacrifices, but we'll try our best.